Good day, fellow survivors. As always, we've been working hard to provide you with even more cool stuff. Let's have a look. To begin with, we updated several expedition ruins to make them even more attractive and also added new ones on top. You should definitely pay them a visit. Who knows what you may find there? As a hint, when on an expedition, you may now find so-called collectibles. These items allow you to unlock certain technologies, as well as additional decorative items, such as the Pioneer statue, the pavilion, and the memorial. But that's not all. The Tailor and the Workshop buildings have received an upgraded version too, making them even more viable throughout the longevity of your settlement. Last but not least, new tutorials and an all-new scenario have been added to Endzone: A World Apart. That's a lot of great stuff for you to enjoy, fellow survivors. Have fun, stay safe, and see you next time. It's been a while, fellow survivors. I hope you're all doing well. Let me show you what we've been working on for the past few weeks. Besides some additional upgrades for existing buildings, we also got some entirely new ones for you. Let me introduce you one by one. First of all, the most important one, the research station. The research station allows us to acquire new and advanced technologies. It employs researchers to generate knowledge, which is required to conduct research. Oh, before I forget, your voices have been heard. With this update, you can experience our very first iteration of Endzone: A World Apart's tech tree. But beware, it's still heavily a work in progress. We hope you like it. Now let's have a look at the new tech. The basic shelter can be upgraded once in order to accommodate even more settlers. This is the scrap collector, another new invention. It catches small amounts of swirling scrap, which is particularly effective during sandstorms. Next up on the list is the hemp weaving mill, a building that produces cloth from hemp. That's pretty useful. The standard warehouse can now be upgraded twice to increase its overall storage space. We also got something new to speed up our settlers' travel time even further. Paved roads, an upgrade for basic dirt roads. This beauty is a wind turbine. It constantly produces a low amount of power. That's why it can only supply a small number of buildings. And that's not all. 2 new challenging scenarios await you. Piece of cake? No, not at all. You are surrounded by nothing but withered earth and radiation. Neither plants nor trees. And worst of all, no water in sight. Just as you started a new settlement, dark clouds are gathering on the horizon. Not the regular ones, but highly radioactive ones. Contaminated rain season is upon you. Before I say goodbye for this time, I just wanted to let you know that we added some more expeditions on top. Now, it's time for you to play Endzone: A World Apart. Have fun, fellow survivors. Greetings, fellow survivors. It's good to see you again. We have some great new things that many of you have been longing for. This month, we have devoted ourselves to our animal friends in Endzone: A World Apart. Our trusty boars and deers have long accompanied us in our struggle for survival. Joining us from now on will be other species like rabbits, chickens, goats, and buffalo. And while you will still be able to hunt them in the wild, we thought of new ways to make them useful for your settlement. With the pasture, you now have the possibility to herd these animals and use them as an additional source of food. Animals can be acquired by either catching them in the wild or buying them from traders, which recently started frequenting our settlement. In addition to the new animal species and foods, this will of course result in completely new recipes that you can prepare in the kitchen. For example, thanks to milk and eggs, you can now prepare a delicious cake. We hope you'll enjoy the newest additions to Endzone: A World Apart as much as we do. Your ongoing enthusiasm is our biggest motivation. Stay safe, everyone. How have you been, fellow survivors? I hope you're still doing well. Now, let's take a look at the new stuff we have in petto. We recently noticed that it's not just our water that can become a hazard for us due to radiation. Our food can too. For that reason, our researchers came up with the idea of the decontamination post, which produces so-called decontamination kits. These are being used to free food and other resources from contamination. And here's another new invention, the mine. The idea was to design a building that both boosts our efficiency and enables us to extract resources from the surrounding mountains, such as coal and iodine. Yes, you heard that correctly, iodine. Once our miners began to prospect, they found a completely new resource for us to work with. Iodine is a valuable new resource which can be recovered in mines and processed into iodine tablets in our medical facilities, allowing us to free our bodies from radiation. Coal itself isn't completely new to us, but we found out that it's considerably more efficient and resource-conserving to mine coal in a mine compared to the complex processes of a charcoal kiln. That's it for now, fellow survivors. See you again in a few weeks, and stay tuned for more exciting news from Endzone: A World Apart.
Gamesplay.org